You see, life has a strange way of teaching us lessons. Sometimes it whispers, sometimes it shouts. And one of the loudest lessons you'll ever learn is this: people do not respect what is easily available. They don't. The world does not reward those who scatter themselves everywhere, trying to please everyone, trying to be liked by all. No. The world respects those who carry themselves with value, with discipline, with boundaries, with standards. Now, I'm not saying stop being kind. Kindness is a virtue. It's the fragrance of the soul. But some of you have mistaken kindness for weakness. You've mistaken love for being a doormat. You've mistaken compassion for cheap availability. You're too friendly. You're too open. You give your time to anyone who asks, your energy to everyone who demands, your heart to everyone who smiles. And you wonder why you feel drained, unappreciated, invisible. Listen carefully. When you make yourself too available, you cheapen your value. When you hand out your time like candy, people will treat you like candy, sweet for a moment, disposable the next. You teach people how to treat you. Every yes you give without thought is a silent permission for others to disrespect your worth. Jesus himself, the greatest servant who ever lived, had boundaries. He healed multitudes, but he also withdrew to lonely places to pray. He spoke to thousands, but he didn't stay for every crowd. He loved all, but he didn't chase all. He walked with purpose. He knew his mission. And even he said, "Do not cast your pearls before swine." That wasn't cruelty, it was wisdom. Protect your pearls. Protect your peace. Some of you are trying to be everyone's hero, and in the process, you're losing yourself. You say yes when you mean no. You help people who wouldn't lift a finger if you fell. You're trying to prove your goodness, your faith, your loyalty, but you're giving away your power. You're not being Christ-like. You're being careless. Respect is not demanded. It's commanded by the way you carry yourself. You cannot convince people to value you if you keep giving yourself for free. A diamond doesn't beg to be noticed. It sits quietly, and its value speaks for itself. But you keep throwing yourself into places where you're not honored, chasing people who don't see your worth, and calling it humility. That's not humility. That's self-neglect dressed up as virtue. You've got to stop being too friendly. Not because friendliness is wrong, but because without boundaries, it's dangerous. You can't walk through life with open gates and expect wolves not to walk in. You've got to guard your garden. You've got to protect your atmosphere. Your time, your mind, your presence, those are treasures. Don't hand them out like free samples. You've got dreams. You've got a calling. You've got a purpose God designed specifically for you. But how can you fulfill it if you're always distracted, always giving, always saying yes? You're running on fumes trying to keep everyone else's fire burning. That's not noble, that's reckless. Even the strongest warriors rest. Even the best givers must retreat. You can't pour from an empty cup. And let me tell you, life will take everything you allow it to take. People will use you as long as you make yourself useful. The world will drain you dry and move on to the next source. So you'd better learn to draw the line not out of arrogance, but out of awareness. You are not called to be common. You are not called to be easily accessible. You are called to be purposeful, deliberate, disciplined. Every great leader knew how to say no. Every person of influence understood that not every knock at the door deserved an answer. Some doors must stay closed so that the right ones can open. You want to know why some people don't respect you? Because you've trained them not to. You've taught them that your time is cheap. You've taught them that your boundaries don't matter. You've trained them to believe that no matter what they do, you'll always be there smiling, forgiving, giving another chance. But let me remind you, mercy is not foolishness. Grace is not gullibility. Forgiveness does not mean access. Stop apologizing for having standards. Stop feeling guilty for protecting your peace. Stop explaining why you can't always be available. The people meant to walk with you will understand your distance. The ones meant to stay will respect your boundaries. The ones who get offended by your growth were never meant to be part of your future. You've got to elevate your presence. When you walk into a room, carry yourself like you belong, but you don't need to belong everywhere. The right Rooms will recognize your spirit. The wrong rooms will misunderstand it. Don't shrink yourself just to fit. Don't smile your way through disrespect just to keep peace. That's not peace, that's quiet misery. I want you to rise with dignity, walk with conviction, speak less, mean more, show up. Less often, but make it count when you do. Become valuable through discipline. Let your absence speak louder than your over-availability ever did. The world must learn that access to you is a privilege, not a right. You see, the moment you stop chasing people who don't see your worth, you start attracting people who do. The moment you stop trying to please everyone, you start pleasing the one who matters most, your Creator. And when you please Him, He'll bring the right people, the right opportunities, the right seasons into your life. Don't confuse loneliness with purpose. Sometimes God isolates you not because He's punishing you, but because He's preparing you. He's pruning away the leeches, the fakes, the users, the ones who only came for your light but never helped you carry the lamp. Let them go. Don't chase what God is removing. Some doors close not because you failed, but because God saw what you couldn't. You've got to mature beyond the need for constant approval. Approval is a drug. It feels good, but it makes you dependent. You'll never reach greatness if you keep feeding your ego with applause. Some of your greatest growth will happen in silence, away from the crowd, away from validation. That's where God shapes you. Discipline yourself to be selective. Say no with confidence. Walk away without guilt. You don't owe everyone your energy. You don't owe everyone an explanation. You owe God your obedience and yourself your peace. Everything else is optional. And let me tell you this, when you start living like that, people will notice. They'll call you distant, cold, arrogant. Let them talk. The same people who once disrespected your kindness will now criticize your confidence. That's fine. That's the price of growth. You're not here to be liked. You're here to be effective. You're not here to fit in. You're here to stand out. You're not here to chase. You're here to create. You're not here to be popular. You're here to be powerful in character, in faith, in purpose. Stop being too friendly. Be firm. Be focused. Be faithful. Smile when it's genuine. Speak when it's necessary. Give when it's wise. But don't let anyone mistake your goodness for naivety. Your heart is a treasure. Protect it. Your time is currency. Spend it wisely. Your presence is a gift. Give it where it matters. There comes a moment when you must choose between being liked and being respected. Choose respect, because when the noise fades, respect lasts. When popularity ends, dignity remains. When the crowd disappears, character stays. And don't forget this, God never created you to be ordinary. He didn't design you to be a people pleaser. He designed you to be a difference maker. He gave you authority, not anxiety. He gave you power, not passivity. So stop dimming your light to keep others comfortable. Stop handing your pearls to those who trample them. Step up. Stand tall. Draw your line in the sand and say no more. From today, decide that your time is sacred. Your energy is sacred. Your mind, your dreams, your spirit sacred. Guard them with the strength of your conviction. Because when you value yourself, others learn to value you. When you respect yourself, the world takes notice. And one more thing, never forget who you belong to. You are a child of God. That means royalty runs in your veins. So act like it, walk like it, speak like it. Don't chase crumbs when your Father owns the table. The next time you're tempted to give too much of yourself, remember this, you are not everyone's solution. You are part of God's plan, not everyone's convenience. You can't heal what doesn't want to be healed. You can't save who refuses salvation. Sometimes the best thing you can do for people is step back and let them meet God for themselves. So stop being too friendly. Be wise. Be intentional. Be powerful. Because when you carry yourself with value, the right people will rise to meet your standard, and the wrong ones will quietly fade away. And that, my friend, is when you'll truly understand respect is not given to those who are everywhere. It's given to those who know where they stand.